Hello there, and welcome back to, well, season two, I guess, of Untitled
Oh,
D&D
I
show,
didn't know.
where there was a bit of payment disputes, and all of the characters were recast.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little lengthy of a title,
Yeah,
but and also
we can
not.
just put
It's also
it's
not going to be
not
season
season
two
two.
because
No, it
yeah.
absolutely isn't. But
Um,
uh, in case you're wondering what that comment was, if you are our audio listeners. Uh, I have been tinkering around with Stable Diffusion, which is an AI system, and I have created portraits for all of the NPC and player characters in our party.
ooh,
So everyone has new images now. They are up on screen. For audio listeners, it won't make a difference to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go
But
left to right in case anyone's confused on who's
Yep.
who.
So left to right, we will start over on that left-hand side there. That is what James looks like now. Next to him is, of course, Moonsong Sanders. If you want to introduce yourself, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris, aka Ox. I will be playing Moony Moonsong Sanders, the Rock Gnome Monk. Oh,
All right. Then next to him, we have John Bloodstone.
Who will be played by me, Austin or Parfait, and he is a rogue barbarian. And his backstory is that he's a demon hunter. Ooh. And
And
he's
then,
dark and brooding.
yes, he is very dark and brooding.
as you can
And
now
then
clearly tell.
next to him, we have Vela, the tiefling paladin, who has recently contracted vampirism.
Yeah.
So,
Hooray!
that's a thing.
So does James, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he
Yeah.
was in the
I just
middle of
wanted
that
to.
attack as
In
well.
case
Yep.
someone is for some reason choosing the 14th episode to start on, which would be a weird choice, but
Yeah.
It
I
would.
mean, you do
It
you.
would. It would be a choice.
But yeah.
Yeah, so everyone now has their own custom images just to more suit their personality and the way that they were kind of envisioned and the way they've become since then, as opposed to just using someone else's artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We begin where we left off. You guys had just finished dispatching all of these zombies in various different ways.
Eh, some more effective than others.
Some definitely more effective than others.
Yeah.
But you guys now,
But I have
sort of
16
in.
daggers, so it's cool.
Yes, you do have 16 daggers.
That wasn't from the
So you
zombies, but I
guys.
do have
No,
16
that
daggers.
wasn't from the zombies. That was from the things before.
Yeah.
So, you guys are now surrounded by the now mostly unmoving bodies of these zombies. There are still like a couple of limbs here or there that are kind of like twitching or kind of trying to crawl themselves around, but nothing that's like an active threat.
Including a head that I gouged the eyes out and broke the jaw of that I'm carrying around with me.
Hmm.
Do you recall that?
Your
Yeah.
your little pet.
Yeah, Skelly.
Exact.
Yeah.
Well, if James gets a pet, why can't I have one?
Might as well.
uh,
All right. So, uh, for updates, since it's been a couple of weeks since we last played, you guys were on the road to the village of Krezk.
yay.
We go ahead and put everyone on the main map.
We're Krezk.
Yep, so you guys are right here at the crossroads.
Oh, crossroads. Look at that.
So you guys are very close to the village of Krezk.
Yeah.
You're about 2.5, maybe 3 miles from it. So,
Oh, that's not too far at all.
Yeah.
oh, no, it's a very simple or very short distance, especially comparatively to what you guys have been doing
Hiking.
recently.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
I think we head to Krezk.
I figured you
Yeah.
guys would probably going to end up doing that.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if you guys wanted to do anything else here in this
I mean, I probably
sort of like
should.
arena. I
I
didn't
should
know if you
definitely
guys
like
wanted to check
heal.
out any of the zombies or rest or anything like that.
Yeah, it was that or taking a short rest.
Yeah, we should take
I
a
mean,
short rest. Because I'm only at 17 health.
yeah, I'm at 22. Not doing much better.
So
That's absolutely fair. Definitely set aside time for a long rest.
a long rest.
Or not a long rest.
Oh,
a short
long rest. I like
if
long
you
rest.
want.
That means
I mean, you can long rest. It's just going to be 8 hours.
Yeah, I feel like that's a bad idea, but actually it's gonna be 12 hours because we gotta like alternate or whatever.
No,
Yeah, I think I'll
it's
just,
8 hours. Like, so the 8 hours is like with light activity, and keeping watch counts as like light activity. So when you
Okay.
guys are keeping watch for like 2 hours apiece, that counts as part.
Oh, okay, cool.
You don't have to sleep for half an entire day to get a long rest. That'd be a nightmare.
A little
That would be a
bit.
nightmare. All right, so
A long rest would give me my
uh,
other rage back because I am a barbarian now. So no, but no.
I
we'll
take
do-
short rest and I get all of my key points back. So
Yeah, I don't. And also, I think I
Yeah.
only have 2 hit dice right now for some reason because I'm like just got so depleted.
I have all of my hit dice.
And I
so-
don't. I have 2.
You did get hit a lot in that last
Yeah.
battle, so
I have 2 of the 5 that I could
not
use,
surprising.
and then that's it. And I only gain 1 per long rest. Honestly, I probably need a long rest, but that feels weird to do a long rest at the
Yeah,
start.
when we're so close to Krezk.
Mhm.
I will just.
Yeah, I
use
mean, you
one
guys
of-
are pretty close.
I'll just
So.
use
We'll
one of
almost
my-
probably certainly take a long rest once we get into
Yeah.
Krezk, but
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can absolutely set aside time for a short rest. Are you just kind of
Yeah.
like doing that right on the road, or are you kind of going off to the side, or just kind of sitting down by the side of the road?
yeah, I feel like I'm gonna probably meditate by the side
Oh,
of the road.
cool.
That is an unfortunate roll for a
All right, I guess I'll use
barbarian.
my second hit die.
Yay!
All right, nice, nice.
I'm
That's
almost
better. All right.
full health. 31 out of 38. Like that.
Nice, you matched his roll.
30 out of 40.
Yeah, on a D12, you matched his 9.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a D12?
Yeah.
Yeah, the barbarian.
you're barbarian.
dice. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does have. I
Way
don't.
better hit
Have you
die.
already used your rogue hit dice?
I don't know how that works.
So your hit dice are separate. So
Yeah, so you get
actually
one barbarian
go
hit dice
and-
if you have one level in it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well then I guess that's the bigger one. Because
Yeah,
I rolled
let me-
I rolled 2 barbarian ones on accident.
Mhm.
But actually I rolled the first one first. So I got my 4 for my barbarian. I'm not gonna be cheap. All right.
Let me just because there is a.
It's all right. It was about equal. I actually only have 30. I only have 29 health, not 30.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just looking for the option in here because there is one track hit dice per class. There we go. So now it should show you both your D8 and. Oh wait, yeah, no, you're you're not on there.
Yeah. No, I already had him here. I just didn't.
Yeah, so you would just roll.
Oh,
one
actually
of
no.
those
Okay,
and
so
mark
actually
them
I will
separately.
still have 1 rogue hit dice because I had 2 rogue hit dice and then I now have my barbarian.
A
hit die.
barbarian?
So I did use my. Okay.
You used your
still
one
have a rogue.
barbarian.
I have
hit die.
1 rogue hit die left.
Okay. Yeah.
How does
so
that
we'll
work
say
when it
that
comes to
first
getting the
one,
hit dice back?
Think
At
you
long
Uh,
choose
rest?
which
so
die you get back?
you can
right?
choose which ones,
Ah, okay.
and
So
you
I'll
only
always
gain
choose
one
the
back.
bigger one. Got it.
Right.
If I have a, barbarian
Yeah,
to go,
if
I'll-
you're not, if you're not already filled up with your barbarian hit dice, then you'll do the rogue. That's how I would do it personally.
Well,
All right, well, now that
Okay.
we've hung out for a second and
yeah.
regathered ourselves, let's head on to Krezk, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Right. We just
I'm no longer bloody.
pop a short rest into them.
Mooney
Cool.
is meditating
Mostly just
and
so
taking
James can
sips,
get back his spell slot.
sipping on the whiskey. Shipping on the wiggy.
All right, so you guys have sort of taken your short break, kind of off to the side, far enough away where you're not smelling the decaying bodies.
Well, except for the one I'm carrying.
Yeah, exactly, except for that one.
Yeah.
And that one is sort of like.
And I'm talking to him a little occasionally.
Okay. Yeah. Alas, poor Hamlet. Or poor Yorick.
Yeah.
That's the actual soliloquy.
Nerd.
Well, carrying on. Rocks fall and you die.
Oh,
Oh,
that's fair.
all right.
Should have called you a nerd. My bad.
See you guys next week, I
Yeah.
guess.
So you guys will continue, I assume, just right across the road. Are you guys just kind of going along the road? Are you trying to sneak? I don't know if you guys are just in. Are you guys in a rush to go there? Just so I know how long it takes you roughly to
I
get
mean, not
there.
a rush, because then we get stupid and like die, but also not full sneak. We're like,
I feel like we're
Okay,
close
so
to
just
Krezk,
standard
that we're
traveling
like,
pace.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you guys head out over towards that way, heading through the trees. And the one thing that you guys start to immediately notice as you get closer to Krezk is that you can see, sort of up over the tree line and over the hills, you see this massive wall of gray fog
Oh.
just looming on the horizon.
Ah.
Just right at the end of the Old Svalich Road. And it just takes up the entirety of your horizon. Just, there's no structures you can see beyond it, no forest, no sunlight peeking through the continuous cloud cover.
I think if we stand here
Just
a little bit longer, the textures might load in.
yeah, we'll see. Like the first Silent Hill.
Cool. Good old big fog.
And as you guys continue down this path, kind of going closer to this large wall of fog, off to your right hand side, you begin to see a sort of large-ish village kind of nestled into the forest here. Very heavily fortified stone walls. Up the actual village itself seems to be sort of in a lower part of a basin, and then up on a higher hill behind it you see sort of a large steepled structure with large stained glass windows and bell towers up in the top, just kind of glimmering in what little sunlight comes through the fog.
Well, I do believe that might be our destination.
Okay. Definitely
It
looks
has
like
to
we're
be.
kinda ahead.
Can't think of any other abbeys around here. That has to be it.
Definitely appears to be an abbey, if ever I was to venture a guess.
So, you guys approach the gates.
Of hell.
And rocks fall on you and you die. Oh, dang it!
Aw, man.
Uh-oh!
So how much money does the abbey
So you guys are approaching here from the south side,
Mm.
up to these large stone walls. As you kind of go up to this, this sort of seemingly, well, from what you guys can see, the only entrance to this place is large stone portcullis with some heavy iron gates over the doors. And as you guys approach, you do see guards up in the towers and over by the doors, kind of looking at you with curiosity as you approach.
Look at my charisma again. Oh.
Oh, who goes there?
What? Hello there. Weary travelers in need of a proper night's rest. And perhaps some assistance from, well, your local healer.
Ugh. You got the coin. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you.
I look over to John. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we got the coin.
We'll have the money we need
Yeah,
when we need it.
absolutely.
All right. If you want, you can go ahead and make that deception check.
What? Oh, dang it.
We got the
Well, that wasn't
coin.
deception. I truly believe we will steal the money we need. I'm not lying. There's no deception there.
No.
We'll have the money in time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair.
That's not a lie.
You believe that. You are confident that you will have.
Do I need to roll a confidence roll? I don't know what that is.
No. You. No.
We will acquire the funds.
No.
I
It's the nature of it. Yeah. You believe that you will be able to.
Yeah.
Acquire those funds. So.
One way or
You're good.
another.
You're not lying.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to roll the deception roll, I will, but I don't personally actually feel like I'm lying.
No. No, John in this instance is absolutely not lying. I think Moony might have been.
Moony might have
Because he
thought I was
started off
lying
with,
there.
yes, of course we have the money.
Now, Moony might need to roll an insight check on me. I don't know, but...
Yeah, just to double check what is actually going on. See if he catches your drift.
I think he's confused.
With an inside of 9, I'm like... I don't say anything about it, but I will bring it up to John later. Do you have money I don't know about? What's going on?
Just double checking, just in case. Okay. So, he'll kind of make a motion to some of the other guards at the gate, open it up, kind of let you guys through without much of a word.
So, now that we're through the gates, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
Once we're further enough away, I do whisper to John.
In our secret language, I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah.
Is that Abyssal? Or is that Deep Speech?
It might
I
be
think Deep Speech was the one that you guys
okay.
shared.
Yeah, it's Deep Speech.
Okay.
Do you have some sort of secret fund that I don't know about?
Not yet, my friend.
Hold on. He rolls another insight check.
This one is a much lower DC.
Well...
You're still not sure what
like,
he's
what are you-
talking about.
Right. Yeah.
It's been a long trip.
When he
I
looks
can
over at John, he's like,
Let me roll an insight check, which isn't great. Let me see if I can tell why... Oh, I can't.
You can tell.
I don't at all pick up the fact that he's confused.
certain. You are certain that Moony is 100% sure
on the same
of
page.
what, he,
Yeah, I rolled
of what you're getting at.
For our audience, I rolled a crit for audio. Listen, I rolled a crit 1, which I have a -1, which means it was a 0.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My insight on Moony understanding was a 0, so I think he is fully on board.
It was a negative. Well, it could have been a negative.
So
if
me
it
being
was
very
slightly,
confused,
yeah.
now Mooney's like, so, what is that secret fund that you were going to acquire?
Stealing.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
I really thought you understood this whole
alright.
time.
Well, that's fair. We have done that quite a bit, but I just assumed since we had just gotten kicked out of another town for stealing, that maybe. Well, no,
we
I
have
get
no
it.
money.
I understand.
We have
we
literally
are
no
poor.
I'm saying this all in deep speech, and I'm assuming our other party members who don't speak deep speech are looking at us like, why are they arguing in deep speech?
Arguing quietly.
Yeah. Attempting to argue quietly.
Yeah. Well, I just got a little angry there at the end. Like, well, how are we supposed to have money magically?
Just supposed to magically have funds?
Do you have that magic? Because I don't have magic.
I don't know. I thought maybe you had like a little piggy bank filled with your monster hunter magic. I don't know. Well, if we are going to be stealing, I think we first need to, find a mark,
Yeah.
a suitable mark.
Preferably, we should not just look at him in the eyes this time, and look at his whole body.
Yeah, look at maybe his arms.
Yeah,
and see
his
if they're huge
giant,
and
scary
deformed.
arm that somehow we didn't notice.
And maybe looking to see if he's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah. But he had the like rich eyes.
Yeah, he did have rich eye.
Yeah. Minor things like that.
For anyone who might be somehow getting this episode before seeing anything else, our last time when we got kicked out of town was because we tried to steal from a very imposing looking dude.
The Baron of the town who is really, really powerful.
Yeah, he looks like this for our video listeners.
Yeah, a person who it was not firmly established what he looked like before, so that was on me.
We probably would not have stolen from the man with the giant demon hand if we knew it was a man with a giant demon hand, but also we might have.
We're stupid.
Who knows, really?
we're pretty dumb.
I mean, I do have a wisdom of -1, so maybe that's not just in game.
I've got a wisdom of +1.
Yeah, you guys complete each other.
We balance out.
Yeah, I say to the party and not deep speech, we should head to the town square to do some business.
Yeah, find out if they've got any.
And I wink very suggestively,
especially to James.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you kind of walk through this kind of walled-in settlement, the air almost seems to grow colder in here, like it's kind of in the dip of the valley. There's the large towers of the gate that you walked through kind of flank that stone archway, and you just see that carved name on the top of it. Just says Krezk. You kind of look around this place, and you immediately notice that this is an incredibly small town. In
lots
fact,
of rich people?
You're almost hesitant to call it much of a town.
Oh, darn it.
More of a village.
Yeah. Kind of the mist-shrouded wall, or village beyond the wall, isn't much more than just a couple of wooden cottages along dirt roads, standing between these snow-encrusted pine trees. Up to your northeast, you see gray cliffs rising sharply as you see the road that winds up towards the abbey at its peak.
Well, if I can be honest, this doesn't exactly look like the place that, has a whole bunch of spare coins lying around.
Well, yeah, but also, the guard said we were going to need money, so...
It's true. I suppose our best bet is probably trying to find a general goods store of some sort. Yeah.
Okay. So for just kind of looking around, I'll say either give me a perception,
fun.
or... Yeah, I would say perception, investigation, or persuasion.
Ooh, investigation.
Depending on how you want to find it.
Ooh, both of those are the same for me. So.
I still rolled like crap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens. Cool.
You rolled slightly above average, but Moony crushed it.
But Moony knew exactly what he was looking for.
So Moony, while John is kind of looking around for specific labels, or this looks like a general goods store, trying to look for smoke rising from a blacksmith shop, or he's trying to look around for people hauling carts of materials, you start to immediately notice as you're looking around that as far as general goods go, there doesn't actually seem to be a general goods store. From what you kind of see as you're looking around, Moony, just kind of watching what the people are doing as John is kind of going around looking for an actual location, you notice that it's kind of... people are just kind of handing out fruits and vegetables, or not really fruits, but
I mean, it's
vegetables and homegrown things from their home garden.
Oh gosh darn it,
They've
we're in a
got kind
hippie
of like
commune.
cows walking around, some chickens. It just seems to like it doesn't seem like any money is being exchanged between these people.
Fascinating. And yet, and yet the Abbey. Hmm. Fascinating.
I'm not seeing a store, are you?
Well, to be honest, I don't think I've seen a single coin exchange between any one person
Oh.
as I've
Well, we'll fit in fine
looked
in the
through
city
the
then.
entire village. Well, there is that, but they did say we would need coin for the Abbey.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Uh,
I say, well, I mean in common, and then go in deep speech. You know, they could just stay vampires.
Here's the thing about it is no, actually,
Fair enough.
I don't know that they can.
Well, let's hope it's not too expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Maybe we
do
can win
either
them
of
over
you
with our
have any
charm.
coin left?
No, we'll see if it's enough.
Suppose so.
We're a charming bunch of people. We can handle this.
Maybe I can trade some of my need for some healing services. I don't know. I mean, trade seems to be how this town functions. I don't know if mead is a serviceable item for trade here, especially at a holy place.
Fair.
Holy people love alcohol.
Okay.
Maybe my fancy
If you say
hairbrush
so.
will finally come into play. I pull it out of my pocket.
Oh yeah, you have a hairbrush.
Hopefully the guy who works there has really beautiful hair.
I'm shocked you haven't lost that yet.
Or a really disgusting eye that they're ashamed of, because I have this cool eye patch. I lift it up. Now I still have 2 good eyes. Oh, this is weird. I put the eye patch back down.
Well, you have like one good eye now.
Yeah, the one has been overcompensating for the other.
It does happen.
Alright, well, I guess we head there and hope that we can do some sort of trade or
Okay.
persuasion.
So you guys are gonna head straight to the Abbey?
Yeah.
I suppose
Okay.
so.
All right. So you guys head towards the sort of large, towards the large, well, the largest building that kind of exists in this area.
Fair enough.
This just massive stone structure of this chapel seated atop the hill as you guys start to go up this long winding road that goes up the cliffside up to the actual abbey itself.
If we rob the Abbey.
May take a second for the map to load.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Because this does have line of sights.
Oh.
So.
Huh.
Why is the marking for this map wrong? Gotta fix your stuff. Sell with. Yeah, that should be. And no, sell with is just 70 pixels. I think it's just confused because. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, that's what it kind of has to do for that. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, so you guys are now on the map. You're a little bit larger than you would be, so keep in mind this isn't like a 5-foot gap. Well, no, actually. Yeah, no. All of the sizes are right. No, you're fine. I was messing up.
It's a really thin door.
I mean, it's an average size door.
I guess it's fair.
Yeah, 5 foot wide.
It's
Yeah,
fair
like
for
I mean, a door being like 5 feet wide. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
it's
wide.
quite large.
Yeah, I guess it's fair.
But yeah, as you guys approach the gates, you do kind of immediately see something.
Alright.
Uh, the kind of light dusting of snow
Oh.
along the path as you go up here. This gravel road that kind of goes between these two small buildings to kind of either side of this kind of 5 foot high wall. It's not anything like it's not a crazy high wall. It seems like the wall itself is more happenstance, is not necessarily to stop someone from getting in, since it's only 5 feet tall.
Mm.
But as you kind of approach, you do see that this road here is blocked by a set of iron gates attached to these buildings, kind of on rusty hinges.
Ah,
They
rusty hinges.
appear to be unlocked.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
Through the gates, the abbey itself appears quiet,
Yes.
as its two wings are joined together by about 15-foot high curtain wall, and the belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing for here. That also has a chimney that's billowing gray smoke.
Grace.
Well, the gate seems unlocked. Do we go in?
Suppose so, but this place seems rather unkempt.
Yeah.
Like people don't visit it ever.
Fair.
I mean, look at those hinges. They're all rusty.
Fair. Yeah.
I've got not so great a feeling about this place, if I can be honest.
It's fair.
I can't quite put my finger on it. Let's say as I pull my glass, can take a sip.
Oh.
A very heavy sip.
Oh, oh no.
But nothing to quiet the nerves like a little bit of whiskey. Alright, I'm ready. What are we doing?
I guess I'm pushing open the gate. Or I'm trying at least. I guess if it's like rusted shut, I won't be able to.
As you kind of push onto it, it does immediately give way,
Okay, cool.
but it does let out a terrible shrieking noise
Well, look, we needed to be stealthy. There you
as
go.
you kind of push on it.
Are we trying
you
to be
do-
stealthy? I thought we were just trying to go in like politely.
I mean, yeah.
So immediately as that sort of happens, you see these two kind of deformed creatures kind of stumble out into this sort of main
Courtyard?
area here.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
They're so small.
Love deformed creatures.
Yeah, they're sized differently on the map. You guys should be smaller as well, but it's hard to see you guys when you're like that, so
Fair enough.
I just adjusted you guys. As you sort of see these two creatures approach, let me go ahead and show you what they look like.
Oh, good. They don't look pleasant from their tiny little pucks, I'll be honest.
Oh.
Oh, good. They're where? People?
I don't know what that is.
Where goobers?
They're like both
Half
scary
werewolf,
and
half human?
borderline cute. Otto was at least.
Oh, yeah. Zigfrek is...
Zigfrek is the uglier of the Bellevue people.
Yeah, that kind of
As
reminds me
you
of the
approach-
weird creatures we just fought.
Yeah.
As you approach, you do see the first guy kind of He's around 4'9", so he's shorter than everybody but Moony.
Thank you.
He kind of looks a bit like a beardless dwarf with patches of donkey flesh covering his face and body. He has a human ear and a wolf ear, and a protruding wolf's snout and fangs. His arms and hands are human, but his legs and feet are leonine. He has a donkey's tail, and he kind of is shuffling forward as he sees you guys, kind of almost like blinking sleep out of his eyes. Who's there?
Weary travelers who were hoping to have assistance.
You. Oh. Yeah. And he kind of like turns over to the one beside him. It's the other one stands a little bit shorter. The left side of her face and body are kind of covered with lizard scales, with kind of, and the right side is covered in like tufts of gray wolf fur. And then between them, you kind of see this pale human skin. One of her eyes is feline. Her fingers kind of look like a cat paw with opposable thumbs.
Odd.
She kind of looks over to the other one. I don't know. I don't. Abbott will want to see them. Yeah, come on. He sort of like beckons you guys forward.
All right, I follow in.
Okay, thank you. Well,
yeah. Yeah. Follow me. And he will start to lead you guys deeper into the abbey. So you will. Let me just. Yep. Okay. He is going to lead you further down the road this way until you come to sort of this set of stone buildings. I'll just make him larger so he's easier to see. You'll see this sort of set of stone buildings here. And he's going to kind of beckon you guys through the gateway here.
beckoning.
And he will head on through. He will sort of stand here and he'll kind of look at you guys. Be like, wait here. I'll go get the habit. And then he is going to kind of march off over to this building here, where he vanishes inside.
Anything about these guys remind you of those creatures we fought in the valley?
Yeah, they're nicer.
They are certainly nicer. They haven't thrown any rusty daggers at us yet.
If only they did, I'd have more for my collection.
I don't think collecting rusty daggers is really all that good for you. You should probably get a different hobby.
Yeah, like collecting not rusty daggers.
Maybe,
You ever seen a finely polished dagger?
Maybe I'll be mean. I like my daggers. Gosh.
I mean, those at least sell for more, but hey, if you're gonna chuck them around, they might as well be garbage.
I start speaking abyssal to my shoulder. You'll never know.
Just kind of.
Yeah, no one else.
You just kind of mumble under your breath.
Well, no, I'm talking to Scully.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, what do you say to Scully?
Oh, I'm just like grumbling and complaining. I haven't actually thought of the exact word, but it's just I'm mad at them. Mildly, like not like seriously, but just like stupid.
Okay.
I don't like my daggers. Why they had to be rude, but my daggers. You like my daggers, right,
Hey,
Scully?
I mean, James supported you. He's like, hey, they might as well be garbage if you're gonna chuck them around.
We're gonna give Vela the dagger for Christmas.
So is there anything you guys do, or are you just gonna wait?
I'm looking around.
Yeah.
This place is sus to me.
Absolutely.
I'm looking for signs of danger. Maybe a set of doors, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, are you looking around for anything in particular?
We're at an abbey, and I remember the fortunes of Ravenloft. That one of the things that we need is a holy symbol of great hope. And I figure, an abbey is probably a good place to look for that. So a set of amber doors is particularly what I'm looking for.
That is fair.
I feel like I guess let me see with my perception if I do. But Austin notices that there is like another person in this room.
Yeah, there's that. Or thing.
Yeah, there's another thing in this room. But I
so
might be too distracted
would...
with my skull, friend.
So for that, yeah, you would be able to sort of immediately see this as soon as you started looking over that way. Basically, as you look over there, you see this kind of twisted creature change to a post, flapping its leathery wings, and tries to kind of get into the air out of sight, but it doesn't get far before the chain goes taut, and it seems to kind of scream nonsense as it's trying to flutter around this, trying to fly away.
Interesting. Again, I don't like the vibes I'm getting from this place. How many weird mutated creatures there are.
I feel like that's prejudice. Otto seems very nice.
I mean, he seems perfectly nice, but based on the other ones that we saw before, who seemed to be completely mindless, because I don't want to say the best word I can think of. I just hope that this abbot is not the source of all these strange mutations.
I mean, fair enough. But I mean, Vela's a tiefling, right? Is that right?
Yes.
I mean, I've met some bad tieflings as well, but I didn't immediately dislike Vela. I mean, just because we met other bad people who were mutants doesn't mean they're... I'm just saying, it seems a little prejudiced. I'm a little disappointed in you, Moony.
Well, this is less a race thing than it is a experiment being done on people
I mean,
thing.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about this.
I am almost positive that nobody comes out of anything looking like, well, these poor folks here.
Just saying, it seems a little prejudiced.
Moony, you would, at his sort of like comment about like other mutants that I didn't immediately think were threatening, you do kind of get like a raised eyebrow from Vela.
Look.
Sort of like her looking over at like what he said.
Is it an approving look or a disproving look?
John did not see it.
Okay, fair enough.
Passive perception too low.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes.
After a little while, you will see sort of the shambling form of Otto come back out into the courtyard. Like, the abbot will see you now.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Hopefully that will give us the help we need.
Hopefully.
He'll kind of go over and stand by the door until you guys start to head through, and then he'll kind of shamble back out this door here.
I'm in a wall. Oh, I'm in a staircase. There I am.
I'll just have them out of the way. Where is John? Okay,
I'm
John's
already
right there.
He is right in
Yep.
front.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that I had him in sight.
No, I went in immediately. John's trusting. Maybe it's wrong, but John seems like Otto seems nice to him, so he has no reason to not trust Otto. And Otto told him to come in here.
So the gentle sounding music kind of trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by someone. The ground floor here is one large, kind of roughly 50-foot square room with arched, sort of stained glass windows. A cauldron sits on the iron rack above the fire in a hearth, and above the fireplace mantel hangs a golden disc engraved with a symbol of the sun. In one corner, there's a wooden staircase that climbs to the upper level, and in the other corner, a stone staircase that leads down into a dark basement. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware and gold candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, and standing behind that table is a young woman, sort of light Caucasian skin, dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled, and she seems kind of lost in her own thoughts. A very handsome young man in a brown monk's robe gently takes the woman by her hand. A painted holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs around his neck, and he moves with the grace of a saint. As he looks over at you guys. Oh, how may I be of assistance?
Well, you see, sir, while we were traveling, our friends here, Mooney points to Vela and James, were, well, they were assaulted by a horde of vampires in the middle of the night. They were lucky enough to survive, however, they were also unlucky enough to contract the curse of vampirism. We were wondering if there was anything you could do to undo that curse.
It is indeed a difficult thing for one such as yourself to become that which you fight. He kind of looks across the party. I would say, yeah, I don't. John, just make me a perception check.
All right. I can't wait for this to be great. Ooh, how about a 7?
You kind of catch like a flicker of something on his face as he looks over at you guys, but you're not quite sure what. It might have just been a twitch. Mooney, as he's looking over you, you do notice his eyes settle on James for a bit longer than the rest of you. Only like a split second. It is indeed something that I could perhaps help you with. He kind of pulls out one of the chairs and lets the woman sit down. However, it is a rather costly spell.
Does he have hair?
It would. Yes, he does.
Yes.
It would require something. I would require your aid in return.
Go on.
Well, you see, this land is plagued by that demon.
Oh, we know.
But I have discovered a way to perhaps end the curse and free this realm. And you see him kind of gesture to the woman. She is to be Strahd's bride. However, she cannot be in this state. Not as she is now. We need a proper gown befitting a queen of this demon king, or else I fear the curse may never be lifted. If he accepts her as his bride, then we may all be able to move on from this foggy realm. I would ask that you find me a suitable gown for her.
Gown.
Gown.
Huh.
Now, I apologize if this is asking too many questions, but how exactly will Strahd getting married lift the curse?
His curse is born of his greed and his lust. He murdered his own brother for the love of another woman. His rage and his turning to the dark arts for his passions is what riled the gods' anger at him and cast him and this land into this eternal fog. If we can unite that which he has abandoned, the curse may yet be lifted.
Well, I suppose if you'll heal our friends, then finding a gown is a inexpensive cost.
So you've obviously never been married.
No. No, I have not. Does it look like I've worn a suit? He says as he puffs out his chest. All right, so
Yeah.
where might we find this gown?
Well, here, unfortunately, there are few people who are capable of making such a dress. This is a rather small village. The people here are little more than farmers. However, there is a well-known dressmaker in the town of Valakai. They may perhaps be able to be bargained with. Money is, of course, no object.
Oh no. Oh, about Valakai.
You'll sort of see James will kind of like come up in your ear, and he's like, "I don't think we should just like, straight out tell him that."
I just am not a fan of that town. I say after he whispered that.
Hey, we haven't had great experiences
Yeah.
last time we went there. They're not very hospitable people, if I can be honest.
No,
That
people
Isaac
in
guy is
Barovia
kind of a
really are.
jerk.
If you can locate a dressmaker somewhere else in this accursed realm, I welcome you to attempt it. They're the only ones I know of around here. Well, there is one dress that may be suitable. However, the Burgermeister has been unwilling to allow his wife to part with it.
Alright.
I'm
I'm
sorry,
liking the
the
not
who?
going to Valakaya of that plan. Burgermeister. We have to convince the Burgermeister to give us this dress.
The Bargain Meister.
Burgermeister?
Ah, the
Burgermeister, yeah.
Ah. Hungry for some reason.
No.
All right. I'm also liking not having to return to Valakai.
Where could we find this Burgermeister to maybe persuade him?
Well, his house is the first one on the right-hand side as you enter into the village.
Alright.
You would have walked right by it.
Lovely. Well, I suppose we'll be back soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. And I have had encounters with adventurous sorts before. I would prefer if the people of this town remained unharmed.
That's fair. I think we
It
can.
is a
make
little
something.
limiting on our options, but we'll make it happen.
Whoa. We don't harm most people. That's the bad.
I mean, this guy seems like not a great guy. I mean,
He's stubborn. But
Well, nothing a
not
little alcohol can't
necessarily.
fix.
If you do this, I will cure your friends, and more so, I'll use what powers I have to. I can return something to you. Should one of you fall, I can bring you back.
oh.
Well, all right. I do like the sound of that.
Being trapped as a spirit in this realm is a terrible fate. I would not wish it to living or dead.
Fair enough. Don't want to be trapped here either. All right. I suppose there's nothing to it, but go talk to old Burgermeister.
Yeah. And get
Yeah,
that
we'll be-
dress.
We'll be seeing you, Abbott. Hopefully sooner than later.
I look forward to us meeting again. And you'll see him kind of direct his attention back to the woman. And you can sort of see him kind of like moving her hands around, kind of like showing her like different like forks and spoons, and like kind of showing how to like properly use them. And the woman has not said a word. She's just kind of like, this is just kind of something that's happening. You don't get much of. Well, actually, if you want to, you can insight if you want to try to get a vibe off of her.
I want.
She
to
seems
survive.
pretty stone-faced.
Yeah, she looks bizarre.
Okay.
And that she hasn't really said or done anything.
Yeah, she really hasn't done much, done or said pretty much anything. You kind of looking at her, she moves kind of jerkily a bit, kind of like not quite smooth movements. Um, Almost like she kind of has difficulty moving around.
Interesting.
But as far as like an actual like look you're getting off of her, you mostly just you see not well, the main thing that strikes you is the lack of emotion.
Hmm.
Fascinating.
Is that she doesn't seem to have much of a reaction to anything that the abbot is doing.
Well, all right.
Well, all right.
Let's head to Burgermeister.
Yes.
And as soon as we walk out, I look to John. I'm like, I don't know if Strahd will, take her as a bride. If I can be honest with you,
I'm not sure she's alive.
I don't think you're wrong. To be honest.
I'm saying all this in deep speech, though, just in case he can hear us.
Right. If she is alive, something's very wrong. James, did you? As we're, I guess, walking out of the Abbey now.
Yeah, I assume you guys are probably just like walking out that way now.
Yeah, towards the Burgermeister.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't help but feel that he had a particular interest in you as he looked us over. Did you pick anything up off of him?
As you kind of look over at him, you do see sort of like a golden light kind of flicker out of his eyes for a moment. And he kind of like he's like shakes his head, like kind of like almost like he's snapping out of a dream.
Uh-oh.
He's like, sorry, I must have dozed off. Guess I'm tired.
Oh.
Do you remember the abbot that we were just talking to?
Yeah, I saw him.
All right. You know what? Never mind.
Yeah,
There's nothing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the kind of place I want to stay the night, so let's try to, I guess, get this over with as soon as we can.
Fair enough. All right, look, we're gonna go talk to Burgermeister.
All right, so you guys are going to head back down to the village of Krezk. Well, the rest of the village of Krezk. Kind of going down the long, winding road again.
Long and winding road.
Yeah, exactly.
Take me back to the Burgermeister.
So we have
Precisely.
two options here.
Right.
We can't harm him,
But we can steal the dress.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I, for the most part, can sneak into most places without being seen.
Right.
We probably need to have a conversation with him to try to figure out where the dress might be in his house, though.
Yeah, of course.
Well, we could try to persuade him, but when inevitably this stubborn man...
It fails. Right.
And he won't let us...
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
can't
I'll butter him up with
him.
some alcohol. Maybe do some heavy-handed pours, and hopefully he gets a little sleepy.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what happens?
And maybe if, he doesn't get sleepy enough with the alcohol, I could, accidentally hit him in the back of the head. I mean, I won't...
I think that might be harming him.
Well, if it's an accident.
Anybody have some anesthetics?
Well...
Something to put this guy to sleep.
I have a poisoner's kit.
Not necessarily, but I mean... I mean, some poisons might work for that, in, like, small doses, but... That's a last resort kind of thing. It's like the dead of winter over here. I doubt you're gonna find much growing.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I think alcohol and, being sneaky ought to do the trick. Maybe a little inhibit his senses a little.
Well, I can only hope the guy's not championship drinker, sailor in a past life.
The only one here that's a championship drinker is me.
You don't know
Unless
my
that
past.
turns out to not be true.
You don't know my past.
I don't know. I've encountered some sailors that might give you a run for your money.
I don't doubt that.
I mean, you're right that I'm not a championship drinker, but you didn't know that. Don't assume things.
All right, Burgermeister time.
All right, so, you guys head towards the entrance again, or towards the entrance of the town again, and you see sort of the first house now on your left-hand side, closest to the actual gate. It's kind of underwhelming looking at it compared to the other houses. There's really not much, if anything, to differentiate it from the other houses. Maybe it's slightly larger than some of them, but you really wouldn't have been able to tell looking from the outside. If you hadn't been told this was where the Burgermeister lived, you would have had no idea.
Fair. Alright, I suppose we're gonna walk up and
knock on his door.
Gently knock on his door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. So, as you knock on the door, you will be kind of met at the door by this sort of older gentleman. Let me go ahead and pull up that. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so you guys will be met at the door by sort of this older gentleman, kind of a little bit on sort of the more portly side. He's not quite large and fat. He does seem kind of sort of well-toned, muscles, a little bit larger in the stomach area, like he's let himself go recently.
Okay, he is a sailor.
Sort of kind of deep set bags underneath his eyes, a kind of long scraggly gray beard as he looks over the party at his door, and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, I do believe you just might be able to help us. You see, this is gonna be a weird request, but we were told you might have a dress that, we heard you're not willing to part with it, but hear us out. It could help lift the vampire curse that is plaguing this region.
No, he's sending random people down. Look, it's like I told him. It's not that I don't have it, it's just we don't have the people to go and get it.
Wait. What?
The people to get it.
The dress?
Making a journey over to Valakai isn't something that we can very easily do with Strahd's mutts running around.
There's just, I want to make sure it's, he probably doesn't realize it, but there's a disappointment that washes over John's eyes right now.
Yeah, for our audio listeners, when he said Valakai, I threw my arms up in the air.
Oh, Valakai.
Well, that
Well, I
is
guess.
So
unfortunate.
you can tell him I don't have it yet. Once I can spare the soldiers to make sure that they're not going to be massacred over there, then we can get it.
I say with the most reluctancy in my voice, why don't you send us to get the dress?
Yeah, as
We've
fate would
broken
have
into
it, we
Valakai
just
before.
came from Valakai.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
We were able to get in and out without even being seen. We might be
yeah. One
just
might
the
do that.
people you're looking for. I will make sure that
Yeah.
is clear. That is 100% the way it was delivered by John.
Uh, what did he offer you?
Well, his healing services.
For friends.
Yeah. And they may or may not be plagued with the curse of vampirism.
It's the May though, if you're curious.
Yeah, may.
You will sort of like as you say that, you will sort of see kind of an instant kind of panic almost go into his face as he looks over the group of you guys.
Now listen. This was fairly recent, so
We're
they
good.
are
They're good
still
vampires.
very much, cognizant and not under the control of Strahd yet. Yet being the key word, and hopefully not for a good while. But the sooner we can get this resolved, then the sooner nobody has to worry about, a party of very strong adventurers running around as vampires.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying.
So we made a deal with you too. He offered me something similar.
Oh.
Well,
I see.
not quite the same. Okay. You clearly don't want to go. I don't want to send men, but I am running out of time. I can send some guards with you, but only so much as we can spare.
It's fair.
I cannot stress enough how important it is to acquire this.
Agreed.
It is,
Our friends' lives are on the line.
and the life of my son.
Oh.
I see. What happened to your son?
He died of illness 7 days ago. He was only 14. He promised me he could bring him back. Anna and I we're too old to have any more. We can't lose our last child.
And are you positive that he can bring your son back to the state he was before?
There's a lot of rumors about what he is, but he's powerful. That much we know. If anyone can bring him back, it's gonna be him.
I know what it's like to lose a son. It's hard, but, we'll help you try to get him back.
When he looks over at
Thank
John
you.
like, huh?
Thank you.
Well, then I suppose
It's getting far too late to
travel.
head out now, but we can prepare for heading out in the morning. I have, well, not the most space, but I have a guest room or two you can borrow for the night.
I would be much obliged.
It's the least I can do.
I suppose we go ahead and head in and get ourselves settled in for the night.
Yep, he will sort of allow you guys in, kind of bring you over to this sort of down at the end of a hallway, these two rooms across from each other, rather small, only like one maybe equivalent to the size of a full bed apiece.
Woohoo!
It's not much, but it's all we've got.
When he goes ahead and lays out his bedroll on the floor, he's gonna sleep on the floor. And give somebody a bed to themselves.
And he will sort of like look over at you, John. I'm sorry for your loss. No father should have to outlive his child.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I would do anything to get Michael back, but it's not possible for me. And if there's even a chance that he can do what he says, I will help you.
Thank you.
But I would be forewarned that if it's... I just don't want you to start working on moving on in case you have to, in case he can't do what he says, because that's an insane level of magic I've never actually heard of. I hope I'm wrong, though. I hope that he is a man of his word and will do exactly what he has promised.
We can only hope, and hope is in short supply in Barovia.
Yes, indeed it is. Well, I suppose we'll see you in the morning.
I'll prepare some provisions for the journey.
Ooh, provisions.
And he will carry on towards back into the rest of the house.
Well, he was a very nice man, I think.
I do as well.
John, you will kind of notice getting a look from Vela.
Yeah, also
Almost you'll know. Yeah, I imagine Moony as well. James definitely is looking over with a bit of curiosity, and a little bit of not quite sympathy, but I understand that this is a difficult thing for you. Understanding, not quite sympathy.
Fair enough.
But you do see something from Vela, but you're not immediately aware of what it seems to be. She is looking at you different right now.
I look around at everyone, just kind of seeing all their eyes on me. I'm like, yes?
So, Michael?
Yes, my son Michael. He died when he was 8. He was mauled by a wolf.
Oh, shit, man. That's rough.
Yes.
say the least.
So,
Only imagine.
what, you from around here? Was it one of Strahd's, or just any old thing? And I know wolves are bad, but like, that's some poor luck.
Poor luck indeed. Yes. But no, I'm not from around here. It was definitely not. Strahd has nothing to do with it, but yes.
It'd almost be easier if he was. At least then you'd have someone to blame.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, no need to dwell on such matters at this time. What we need now is hope and high spirits.
I agree, and I reached my hand out to grab your flask.
Oh yeah, and I hand it over to you immediately. I'm like, oh, drink up, drink up.
All right.
You will kind of see James kind of like sit down on the ground, open up his backpack, and Sketch kind of flutters out and starts kind of circling the room, kind of looking around at you guys, kind of perches on Mooney's shoulder for a moment, then kind of flies back into the bag, and you hear some paper tearing sounds.
Oh, he's eating.
Yeah, that's still weird.
Yeah, fair enough.
Why, out of all the things she could have made the dragon eat, why that?
Well, at least there's an abundance of it.
I mean, up until this book runs out.
Yeah, I mean, you can always steal another book. I mean, buy another book.
If he gets hungry, I'll just sick him on whatever the abbot's got on his shelves if he can't do what he says he can.
I think that would be quite a comical sight to see.
Is the Burgermeister at all in the room with us right now?
No, he is
Okay.
left back into the rest of the house.
Well,
you guys are by yourselves right now.
I'm worried that he can do what he says, but I'm worried we might have seen it. And I don't know if that's what our friend here is going to be wanting.
Yeah, I've had the same thought, to be honest. If that's what he brings his son back to, I don't know if it'll be worth bringing back.
Oh no, it would probably be worse.
Almost
I
certainly.
can't imagine seeing the living corpse of Michael.
Walking around like a lifeless husk. Nothing in his eyes.
So let's hope we're wrong.
Forced to
Let's
kill
hope.
him again.
If that man turns out to be responsible for some of the things we've seen walking around here, then I just hope I'm wrong. That's all. I really hope I'm wrong.
Well, we're going to have a long day tomorrow as we go back to stinking Valakai. We should probably get our rest.
Yeah, walking all the way here just to walk right back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what a
We
kick in
got
the teeth that
bodyguards
is.
this time, or
Good news is,
it's we're the bodyguards.
I mean, we know Valakai has money we could take.
That's true, and now we know of at least one door we can get back into because
True.
we broke it.
And I'm sure that it didn't seem like anyone had checked it in a while, so.
I don't think so. No, and I doubt anyone has since we left.
All we can really do is hope that he's true to his word. If he truly serves the Morning Lord as his symbols seem to represent, then there's no reason to believe he wouldn't truly be against Strahd.
Suppose that's a good point. Well, no use
Or if
worrying
there-
about it now. All we can do is get some rest and do whatever we can to fix this mess.
Also, just want to give a fair warning to stream/podcast. I am hearing a thunderstorm outside, so if my power goes out, just a warning. It could happen.
That's why.
Yeah, it definitely. If this episode ends abruptly at some point, that would be why.
Yeah. Extreme sudden shutdown.
As power goes out, there's a high likelihood that my power will go out. Although I don't hear a thunderstorm, so it might just be right out.
And there is a non-zero chance that my power will also go out at the same time. It's very unlikely.
That would be insane.
Just everyone go. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just the most coincidental.
Oh. Well, I've already taken my long rest.
I haven't. I haven't because I actually have a question.
Okay.
It says recover, 11 hit points, up to 2 hit dice, and rage. Why would I ever not take 2 hit dice? Then.
For long rest?
That's what it says.
Let me just double check. You're looking at Barbarian specifically?
I mean, I'm just looking at my page's long rest on D&D Beyond.
That is also what happens when I hit long rest. Is it says up to 2.
Yeah, it's right, because hit dice recovery. Let me double check because I know it's 1 by standard, but there are ways to gain more. Let me just double check.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'd like to, gain 2 hit dice back.
So at the end of a long rest, character regains all lost hit points. You regain hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number. Minimum of 1 die. So because you have...
Because I have 5.
Yeah, because you have 5, it rounds down to 2.
Okay,
so
cool.
you can regain 2 hit
Alright.
dice.
Easy.
Cool beans.
It was 1 before because you guys weren't a high enough level. That's why. Okay.
Alright. I will take my long rest now.
Yay! 2 hit dice for Austin.
Alright, so everyone is going to go ahead and long rest.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, so there's 2 different rooms. Each one has a full bed. How did you guys break it up?
I'm on the floor in one of the rooms.
And then I assume we let Vela have her own because we're gentlemen. And me and James are sharing a bed again.
Okay. So is Moony on the floor in your guys' room, or is Moony on the floor in Vela's room?
We're having a little slumber
look at her own
party.
room.
Okay. Yeah.
The boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah. Well, maybe James lets Sketch go with her, so she's not alone. I don't know.
Just gotta make sure,
Yeah.
Like a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
It's made of paper, and it's really annoying sometimes.
And just flies around all night, being really annoying. He's not a stuffed animal at all.
Yeah.
No, he's the
But actually,
opposite.
James locked him out of our room just because he didn't want to deal with him.
Just oops. All right. So you guys sleep the night in this, small rustic village.
Cozy.
It's mildly cozy, yeah.
It's
probably
better
the
than
nicest
outside.
place that yeah, it's the nicest place you slept in like, I don't know, a day and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, you had slept in an inn before that, so that was probably a little bit better because you had a full bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you guys start to wake up, I assume you guys wake up sometime a little after sunrise.
Yeah.
Moony probably wakes up a little bit earlier than everyone else just by being a monk.
Yeah.
Monks are
Do
super
my morning
used
meditation.
to that. Mm-hmm.
And drink, of course.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will say is, Moony, when you kind of like get up and you do your stuff, one thing you would notice is that Vela is already awake.
I just see her like walking around in the hall.
Yeah, pretty much. She kind of seems... You would basically catch her like the door partway open, kind of almost pacing back and forth in the room that she was sleeping in.
You poke the door open a little bit. You all right there?
She'll kind of like turn to you suddenly, like, oh, I didn't know you were awake.
Oh yeah, you know, monks, morning meditation, gotta greet the sun, all that fun stuff.
No, I'm fine.
Seem a bit on edge. There, something bothering you? I mean, it would be understandable if there was. You are, you know, against your will being turned into the very thing you seek to destroy. Would be very understandable why you would be on edge.
Well, we'll fix this soon. I'll be back to normal.
That's alright. Not a thing to sweat. We broke in and out of Alakai easily last time. We just gotta do it again. That's all.
One thing you will notice as you're kind of like talking to her now, you will notice that her eyes are definitely more red than they were uh, even just yesterday.
Oh, fun.
Not great. Don't love that. Is this becoming more of a urgent quest than we had first anticipated?
I don't know how quickly this spreads. We need to get this done as soon as we can, and if we need to trek back and forth to Valakai, it's gonna be 3 days at least, and that's if we do it the first day we arrive.
Have it.
And if
Well,
all
then.
this has happened in just the short time since we left that place, I do not want to know what's gonna happen if we let it go too long.
Well, I suppose time is of the essence, and we should probably get the others awake and prepare to leave as soon as possible.
Yeah. I just need to finish packing.
I'll leave you to it. And when he goes back into the other room to wake up everyone else.
Yep. And as you leave, you do sort of see her kind of pull out an amulet and sort of like kneel down in prayer.
Oh, jeez.
But you head into the other room, and you know, almost immediately as you sort of like step onto a bit of like creaky floorboard, you see just like Sketch bolt upright, just like paper rustling as it just kind of stretches itself and shakes out, making a huge amount of like rustling paper noise.
Ooh,
As it
ASMR.
just kind of looks over at you guys and like kind of cocks its head towards you, Moony.
Good morning, boys. It's time to wake up and get a move on. Back towards Valakai.
Yeah, you see James and John, you would also wake up here, sort of hearing Mooney's voice and the rustling of paper.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah, I'm up.
So, to be frank with you, gentlemen, the transformation seems to be happening a little bit quicker than we had anticipated, and we need to get this dress as soon as humanly possible.
Why is it happening so quick? I haven't felt a thing. I would have been infected just as long as she was.
Well, I'm not sure, but if I had to venture to guess, might have to do something with her, well, you know, her, her her bloodline. I'm not sure if...
Oh, so all tieflings are bad too? Gosh!
Oh, no. Well, I don't know if you know about the history of tieflings, but, you know, they said to be their descendants from, you know, demons.
Yeah, my experience with demons, yeah, I believe it.
and I'm not sure exactly how vampirism, interacts with their blood.
Well, I
It
mean,
may be
as far as
accelerated.
I know, vampirism is like an old demon curse or something. So who
That's
knows? Maybe that
might,
does accelerate it.
yeah, it just might. Unfortunate for her. No, I very much like Vela. John, you need to calm down. She's a wonderful person. She's the most decent of all of us.
That's just offensive.
That's just objectively true. We're all terrible people.
I mean,
I can't argue there.
yeah,
All right, at the very best, morally great. That's not the point. The
well, in
point
like
is
a chaotic sense, if you will.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
Point being, I would like to keep Vela the way she is and not have her under the control of Strahd.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I don't like her regardless, but having a neck biter in our group isn't exactly the best idea.
Especially because
Agreed,
she's
yeah.
a really meaty tank. God forbid we'd ever had to take her down. It wouldn't be fun.
Right, it would be very difficult. She is a
No, we
very
just-
beefy girl.
Homegirl Wallop's,
I mean-
Wallop's a good hit there.
I mean, she takes off the armor at night. We just do it then.
Well, that's not the point. The point is we need to not make that a scenario that happens. And I feel like at this point we're being loud enough to
Okay.
probably be heard through the wall.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, you guys plan the getting her cured. I'll plan the backup strategy.
Yeah, all right, James. All right, whatever.
I
pass him a rusty dagger.
Almost makes like a finger gun gesture, like.
And I pass him a rusty dagger. I'm like,
And Mooney just
This
puts
will
his
be
head in his
less
hand.
effective. Like this would be even less. This would be way less effective than what I had in mind.
alright, fine. And then I pass him a wooden stake.
That probably would work a lot better.
And I'm thinking there's a guy that we need to go get.
Alright, well, I gotta set my, wooden stakes to only 8, not 9.
I don't want to turn into that, so even if she runs out of time, still need to get it.
I would imagine that even if she does run out of time, it can still be reversed if we can, manage to subdue her. So, worst case scenario, of course. Well, no,
Oh.
I suppose the worst case scenario is we have to. Whatever. Anyway.
Well, I'd actually argue the worst case scenario is they both turn and then turn us.
Oh, yeah, no, I suppose that is the worst case scenario. The best worst case scenario.
Yeah, no. Worst case scenario is she's already turned and she already bit you.
Well, that definitely didn't happen. I would have distinctly remembered being bitten by Vela.
What's happened while we were
I
sleeping?
don't know. Could have been unconscious.
I'm starting to pace around the room. Well, actually, the real worst case scenario would be that James is lying and he has felt the turn already, and they're both already fully vampires. We should go to Valakai.
Yeah, pack your
James
crap.
kind of like immediately sort of pulls his lip up to like show his like teeth, and he's like, yeah, "No, I'm good."
Are we sure that vampires can't retract their teeth? I don't know how this works.
I don't know.
I've seen multiple
Not
different
a
artistic
vampire.
depictions
You're the
of them.
monster hunter here.
Yeah, I've never actually seen a vampire in person. I've read about them.
All right, kids, pack up your crap and let's go eat breakfast so we can leave.
I never unpacked my crap.
Mooney's already got his bedroll rolled up and set back on
I
his pack.
slept on their bed. I don't have a bedroll. I have literally nothing. I grabbed my bag and put it on. All right, I'm packed.
Thank you. Head up.
Yeah, as James kind of
Dining room.
gets the stuff that Sketch kind of threw out of the bag, kind of gets it packed back in, and gets Sketch kind of tucked back away in there. You do, Mooney, again, kind of see that golden light flicker in his eyes again for a moment.
All right. Oh.
So after you guys kind of get your belongings together back in your backpacks, kind of roll up your bedroll, whatever, you guys head out where the uh, Burgermeister's wife has kind of prepared a uh, a meal for you guys to head out to Valakai. It's a sort of very plain wooden table, just a couple of chairs scattered at it. It's got a couple wooden plates kind of set down at each of the places. It's not the most. It's not the greatest spread. There's just like, a couple of potatoes here, a little bit of meat, some sort of salted dried meat.
Is there eggs?
I pull out my backpack.
There would be some eggs, yeah.
I pull my backpack off my back real quick, and I pull out the hairbrush, and I look to her and I say, I know how much my wife cared about her dress, and for you to sacrifice that for us, for the good of mankind, I would like to give you this gift.
Is she bald?
No, she's not.
Well, since she's a woman, I assumed it'd be okay.
Yeah. She'll kind of like take it and look it over, and she's like, "Oh, thank you. Well, let's hope that he does as he says." And
I was never gonna offload that thing to anyone to actually sell it, so might as well just give it as a gift.
yeah,
Fair.
just give it as a gift to someone who let you stay the night and prepared you breakfast.
Yeah. And also, I feel like
Fair.
John, has a connection to this group, this family here, and he's,
He feels sympathy.
Yeah, and
thing
also
that
like
he hasn't
typically,
remembered for a
women
while.
do really love their wedding dress, so there is a sacrifice she's committing on top of everything else that they've been through.
That is true.
But yeah, she will leave you guys to eat breakfast.
All right. Well, we eat breakfast and.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know if there was anything you guys had left to discuss, or if you guys were just gonna.
I mean, at
Eat and
breakfast,
then leave.
I am sitting as far away at the table from Vela and kind of giving her a side eye occasionally.
Jeez.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception or insight check.
Oh, okay. I mean, those are both the same, so both terrible for me.
Whether you're looking for physical traits or if you're looking for.
I think I'm just scared of her.
No. Yeah, you're definitely catching the she is a competent fighter, and I would be very scared to have to go against her. And just sort of, please don't bite me kind of thing. You don't really get much of a vibe off of her, except she definitely doesn't seem to be happy currently.
And I'm sure her, her friends giving her dirty looks isn't helping.
Yeah, probably not.
Also, her friends yelling about having to maybe kill her in the room right next to her.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, she brought that up first.
That is true.
So,
I still feel like there's a difference between thinking, oh, I might have to do this, and hearing one of your party members being like, yeah, I'll just kill her. I don't mind. It's like, what? Hold on.
I mean, James has never liked her.
No, but I still feel like she might have thought there was a respect level where he wouldn't be so, like, almost borderline happy at the thought of killing her.
I mean, you have not discussed it with him yet, but you know that he has a vendetta against demons.
I feel like I might have overheard, him yelling some of the things at her when we first met them, You
did hear a little bit, yeah. But yeah, so you guys eat your breakfast, and then you would kind of... at that point, the Burgermeister would kind of come back into the house and let you guys know that the guards are prepared and ready to move out.
Excellent. Well then, let's be on our way as fast as we can.
Yes, time is of the essence. And again, I thank you for what you're doing.
course. Glad we could be of help. Seems we're all in dire straits here. Friend can help a friend, or a stranger can help a stranger, then, so be it. All the better.
Alright, well, let's move out.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
be on our way.
So, you guys head out into kind of the rest of the town. You do notice that there does seem to be like of the townsfolk kind of walking around. They do seem to be paying a lot more attention to you guys currently, and sort of
We have an
watching
entourage.
the party kind of. You immediately as you're looking around. Some of them do a better job of hiding it than others, but you do get kind of a mix of interest and fear from several of the townsfolks, including some of like the adults kind of bringing their child closer or like kind of tucking them away as you guys walk past.
Yeah, Moody just takes a sip of alcohol. Doesn't really react much. Although has mischievous thoughts about going, yeah, we got a vampire in our party. What?
Yeah,
doesn't
you would
know.
definitely get a sort of like a whispered comment from James, kind of like to both of you guys. I think you guys talking about the whole vampire thing might have gotten around.
It does seem that way. I'm getting those kind of looks from the onlookers.
Yeah, I don't think anyone in this place takes kindly to that word.
And who could blame them?
Yeah. Well, let's get this over with.
The sooner we get that dress, the sooner we don't have to worry about that word.
I will be happy if I go the rest of my life never hearing that word again.
Agreed. Onwards towards Valakai. We leave the gate in a dead sprint, running as fast as we can possible.
Oh no!
So,
Caution to the wind.
So you guys, you guys are sort of met at the gate by 4 of the town guards, and you see a mule with kind of a cart behind it that appears to be carrying several bags of provisions.
Oh yeah. You know what I forgot to ask? Is that he just said it was in Valakai. We don't know where in Valakai this gown is.
I'm sure he briefed his guards.
Right? Did he brief you
Did he
guys?
brief you on where we're going exactly in Valakai?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, he did us too. But
Yeah,
I just want to make
there's,
sure you know, so you tell us again.
No, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Right. There's a dressmaker shop in Valakai. Supposed to be the best one in all of Barovia.
Ah, yes, I've heard of it.
All roads lead back to the dressmaker in Valakai, it seems. Great.
Remember
Anyone
when we
will
were
have
told there was
something,
another option, and it's just the same option.
Yeah, the same option, but different.
But
Yeah,
with help
well,
now.
that's the thing is, you didn't want to do one thing, so here's the same thing worded differently.
But also done. I mean, maybe easier or harder. I don't know. We have provisions and extra bodies to die.
I don't like broccoli. Well, here's broccoli with some cheese sprinkled on it.
Oh,
Yes.
And I heated it up for about 15 seconds. So the
Yeah,
cheese
exactly.
I love cheese. I wish it was just cheese.
100% like that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think you guys would be kind of aware of the fact that the abbot kind of didn't tell 100% of the truth when he talked to you guys.
He didn't.
Yeah. He did seem like an untruthful kind of guy.
I am now at the point where I do agree that the abbot is not trustworthy. I just think, some people jump to those conclusions the second they saw the way some people looked.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's some sort of weird prejudice that I've
without
gone into.
proof. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
I
all
mean,
mindless
maybe not
creatures
trusting
huddling
someone because
around.
of the way they look compared to what their actions they do is a little different. I don't know.
And suddenly the weird chimera creatures we've never seen anywhere before, except for the valley, are now in this guy's abbey, and it seems to be the only characters he keeps around.
I'm sorry.
A
Okay,
context clues.
real quick, Chris. Do a nature check real quick. I'm just curious if you have a knowledge of all animals ever and know that this isn't an animal that it could have existed.
Well, assuming is how it wasn't an animal and it was animals
Or a
fused with
creature.
humans.
But we didn't. You don't know. It could not be humans. I don't know. We don't know.
It's definitely not a creature Mooney's ever seen before.
Oh, look at that. So you were
As
just making
indicated
assumptions
by
off the way
his
these things looked. You didn't actually have a knowledge to know that they weren't a thing that could have existed. I'm just saying, Mooney.
Last time we saw these things, they couldn't speak proper common. I don't know.
I'm just saying, it sounds like Mooney is definitely, with a name
He
like
is.
Sanders, he's really showing that he's from the South right now.
He is a mutant. if there is one thing, he does not trust mutant creatures.
Sounds ableist to me.
Especially considering the last time we saw them, we were attacked by a horde of them.
Yeah. Hey, they've done nothing bad. They just gave a bunch of daggers to
Yeah.
John.
But yeah, we did thankfully not get killed by any.
I'm just saying, sounds like you're a little ableist. Just saying it. I'm saying what we're all thinking.
I don't think anyone was thinking that except for John.
I don't think John was thinking that. I think
No, I think
I don't
Austin
think
thinks this
all
is a funny
Austin.
bit, and that's why we're doing this.
Absolutely. But yeah, so you
I'll be
guys
honest.
will-
Honestly, I was playing against character because I was supposed to my personality trait is I expect danger on every corner, and I'm just like, no, it's safe here. You're wrong. You're prejudiced.
I mean, that's honestly fair, coming from John.
Yeah.
In this situation, I feel like he's more inclined to be considerate of people who are
Yeah.
mutated.
That's fair. I understand what it might like. Maybe for some reason, I don't know. I might understand what it's like to be forced into a way of looking that you don't like and do things you don't like. I don't know. I don't know why I'd feel that way.
Yeah. But yeah, so we
Did I
will
mention my kid
end
was
off
mauled by a
with you
wolf?
guys. Yeah. We will end off with you guys departing with the guards and the mule carrying the supplies, heading back towards Valakai.
Woo!
Yay. Valakai again, part 2.
Yeah.
Part 3, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't go very far the first time from it.
No.
There we are, almost rich. Ish.
But in that completely role-playing level, we leveled up 3 levels, right?
No, not quite.
Oh, darn it.
Maybe one day.
Huh.
Oh, maybe one level?
But that did go. I think that was a very good role playing session. There was no combat.
None whatsoever.
Role playing wise, I did enjoy that.
Yeah, it was fun.
I feel like a lot of things got to come to light.
If you want to know more about our thoughts about that, you should have tuned in live, because now the video is ending, and you had to have been there to hear what we're gonna say next. We'll see
Yeah.
you next week for more Untitled D&D show. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.